Vegeta began training Goten to control the power of the Ozzaro, but everything changed when Beerus and Whis sensed a mysterious energy shaking the entire 7th universe. They arrived at the scene, and Beerus took Vegeta's place to personally train Goten, until Goten reached a transformation that was never supposed to exist, Ultra Instinct Ozzaro. But the moment this power began fully awakening, a warning from the Grand Priest reached Whis. A threat is coming, not only to Universe 7, but to all Saiyans. An ancient threat, something that had been sleeping for thousands of years. And now the question remains, is Goten's new transformation merely power, or the key to an even greater catastrophe? And more importantly, will Goten truly reach a level that surpasses even Beerus himself? Let's dive in.
I hope you will support this work with your engagement, because each video takes a lot of time and effort. Every like, every comment and every share truly makes me happy and gives me the motivation and energy to keep going and improve even more. Thank you to everyone who supports me and watches the video. Now, enjoy.
Goten. He wasn't moving. He was simply standing there. But his aura kept expanding like an endless tidal wave, silent, slow, and terrifying. The food fell from Champa's hand before he even realized it. Impossible. Has one of the destroyers awakened? The angels didn't speak, didn't move, but they all felt it. Something had awakened. A new power had been born within the balance itself. Beerus stood before him. Show me how far you've gone. Goten vanished. Even Goku, who had fought battles that shook universes, turned his head, trying to find him. Even Vegeta, who was rarely surprised by anything, stopped breathing for a moment. Goten appeared directly in front of Beerus. A straight punch. Beerus raised his arm to block, but the impact pierced through his defense as if it never existed. An explosion shook the entire area. Everyone saw this training as just training, but I saw it as humiliation from you. Yes, perhaps it is humiliation, because I want to see your full power. Goku's voice came out in disbelief as he stared at the scene before him. He actually pushed Beerus back? Vegeta smiled slightly. That smile he only shows when he sees something truly worthy of respect. Little monster. He exceeded my expectations. But Goten didn't stop there. The chain of attacks that followed that punch, no one saw them completely. Only the results. One explosion, then another. Everyone remained frozen in shock. Even people far away could feel this legendary battle. What is happening now? As if two gods of destruction were clashing. Is this Beerus's power? But who was it created to fight against? Piccolo is the second to feel that same sensation. This energy. It isn't unfamiliar. His eyes narrow in deep concern. I need to find out what exactly is happening. Back to the battle. You remind me of an ancient Saiyan. A warrior who possessed this same kind of energy. He suddenly fell silent. For the first time, Beerus didn't finish his sentence. Then, Whis spoke in his place. He was the first Saiyan to ever fight the destroyers, and the first being to defeat the supreme ruler of Beerus's race. Everyone froze. Whis continued calmly. A ruler said to be so terrifying that the power of destruction itself was born from his rage. Goku looked at Beerus in confusion. Then why does Beerus look so disturbed remembering all this? While talking, a faint aura appears around his body, then disappears almost instantly. No one notices it, except Vegeta. His eyes narrow slightly. He clearly saw it, but he says nothing. Whis continued, because Beerus-sama and Champa were still very young at the time, and that battle left a scar in their hearts ever since. Beerus narrowed his eyes, clearly annoyed that Whis revealed it. Vegeta slowly smiled. A proud Saiyan smile. So, Saiyan power can surpass even the strongest rulers. Then, he turned toward Goten, his eyes sharp with excitement. Come on, Goten. Show them the true power of the ancient Saiyans. Then Goten vanished again. He appeared directly above Beerus, like a shadow descending from a place that shouldn't exist. A strike from Goten. Beerus was driven straight through the ground. The explosion that followed didn't just shake the battlefield, It shook entire regions. Whis widened his eyes in shock. Did Beerus-sama just get humiliated? Goku stared nervously at the destruction. I think this training is going down a bad path. We need to stop this now. Let him continue, Kakarot. Finally, we get to see a destroyer humiliated the same way he humiliated us during our first meeting. The dust still hadn't settled, when suddenly, something deep inside it began to move. Beerus slowly emerges from the crater. Dust swirls around him, and the energy of destruction begins leaking from his body in a terrifying way. Silence takes over. Even Goten stops moving for a moment. Beerus raises his head, his eyes glowing with a frightening purple light. It's been a long time that someone forced me to use this power. His aura of destruction suddenly erupts, the sky cracks, and the ground beneath his feet begins to crumble. Whis watches with rare focus. Beerus-sama is truly angry. Good. This is exactly what I wanted. Now we'll see. Are you just a temporary power, or a monster that will change Saiyan history forever? Goten stares directly at Beerus, but the surprising part? He feels no fear. His aura moves slowly, while his tail sways behind him. Goten, so this is the power the destroyers use? Then I'll surpass it. In an instant, both vanish. But in the same time, on the Kaioshin planet, the Supreme Kais suddenly freeze. A massive wave of energy reaches even their realm. This energy? If those two clash against each other, people, planets, kings like us, even Beerus-sama and Son of Goku will be completely destroyed. There will be nothing left in the universe. It will turn into a vacuum made of nothingness. But at the very last moment, before the collision could happen, Whis suddenly steps in. His staff glows. Whis, calmly, that's enough. A massive light bursts outward, and in the next second, everyone disappears. The place slowly returned to silence, as if the chaos that had torn it apart moments ago had never existed. A few moments later, Piccolo arrives at the scene, but he finds no one there. Piccolo looks around in slight shock. Where did that power disappear to? I'm sure it was here. All of them are instantly transported to a distant place, far away from Earth. They appear on Beerus's planet. Then a massive explosion in the sky. First collision. Space itself bends. Then a second, even more violent. Then a third. Entire planets far away begin to tremble. Goten and Beerus entered a confrontation that surpassed the limits of ordinary battle, where every strike between them was enough to tear space itself apart, as if an ancient conflict had awakened once again between the Saiyans and the Destroyers. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta could only watch from afar, without realizing that things had truly begun spiraling out of control. In their eyes, what was happening before them was nothing more than another brutal training session, a test of strength between Goten and Beerus, nothing more. But the truth was that this fight had stopped being training a long time ago. After a few moments, Champa and Vados arrive at the scene. Champa looks around with obvious irritation. So you're the ones causing all this chaos. Who is Beerus fighting to push himself this far? From what I can tell, it's Goku's younger son. He has reached an enormous level of power. But that power may destroy his body. Huh? Then why are they letting him continue without stopping him? Because none of them truly understand what is happening, except Whis. Why hasn't he stopped them yet? I believe he wants to see how far this can go. And it also seems he misses seeing Beerus fight at full power. But this won't end well. Anger makes even the strongest fighters lose their judgment. Huh, look who's talking about anger. You're the last person who should be lecturing others about losing control. All right, forget I said anything. And it seems Goten's anger is beginning to consume him as well. Oh, that's very bad. That child is releasing a very strange kind of ki. Suddenly, Goten appears behind Beerus. He strikes, but this time, Beerus catches his fist. Shock spreads through the area. Beerus smiled. Finally.
Then, a direct knee to Goten's stomach. Air bursts out of him violently, but before he is sent flying, Goten grabs Beerus' arm. His eyes glow intensely, and in that moment, something strange happens. Goten's aura begins to change.
The color of Ultra Instinct begins to mix with a deep crimson red.
Even Whis' eyes widen. Whis, shocked. This, impossible. Beerus stares directly at him, as if an old memory has returned. Don't tell me that power has returned once again.
In an instant, the entire atmosphere of the place changed.
The sky splits with threads of energy. Everyone feels the same thing. This is no longer training, but the opening of something extremely ancient. Goten, on the other side, is losing control of his energy, just like what happened to Goku in the Tournament of Universes.
Goku looks toward the battlefield with obvious concern. Has Goten lost control of his power? This needs to stop right now. But Vegeta remains strangely calm. We've been through worse than this, Kakarot. Let him test his limits himself. This isn't about power. I don't care if he becomes stronger, as much as I care about him being safe.
Whis turns his gaze toward Beerus, then asks calmly, Beerus-sama, what are you feeling right now?
I think I'm feeling the same thing I felt back then.
Do you truly believe that? If that's the case, then we should stop this immediately.
But Beerus' energy suddenly rises. The purple aura around him explodes violently. No, I need to erase the source of this feeling first. And suddenly, amid the chaotic energy and the cracked sky, a mocking voice appears. So a little kid is the one who forced you to bring out this power, Beerus? Beerus immediately turns toward him with obvious irritation. Shut up, fatso. Then he looks toward Goten with slight surprise. Honestly, I never expected this, but finish this quickly. Despite his mocking tone, there was something different on his face. His smile wasn't complete, and his eyes were hiding clear tension, because even he had started feeling that strange sensation, an ancient feeling, as if something that had been sleeping for a very long time had awakened once again.
Suddenly, an explosion of energy shakes the sky. Goten stands there. His eyes begin to change. No longer calm, but sharp, extremely sharp. He extends his hand forward. Beerus freezes. His expression changes for the first time. Something in his eyes. Fear. His dream returns. Destruction. Falling. No, that dream. It can't be real.
Then suddenly, his rage erupts. I will not fall. I will not be defeated. Beerus screams, a roar powerful enough to shake the heavens themselves. His purple energy explodes in every direction. And on the other side, Goten screams as well. But his scream was not normal. It carried something primal, ancient. His power rises to a terrifying level. The two energies begin colliding and spreading throughout the entire area. Even the air itself becomes unstable. This power... Even his body begins struggling to withstand the pressure. He looks toward Vegeta, and suddenly, the two of them transform into Super Saiyan Blue. Blue auras erupt around them, just so they can remain standing in that place. Impossible. Just the collision of their energies forced us to transform? But Goku keeps staring only at Goten. Something inside him begins to feel fear. Not fear of the power, but fear of the thing awakening inside his son. Inside the exploding field of energy, Beerus stands completely still, calm in a terrifying way. He opens his eyes, and in that instant, the purple energy suddenly disappears. A horrifying silence falls over the entire place. Beerus' body changes into a completely different form. His aura becomes far heavier. His eyes shine with a destructive glow. Whis looks at him with rare shock. I haven't seen you use this transformation in a very long time, Beerus-sama. Goku and Vegeta are left stunned. Vegeta stares directly at Beerus. What is this transformation? And what is this overwhelming energy?
Even Goku, for once, cannot hide his concern. Then he says, "I think it's time to stop this now."
Beerus stands in complete silence in his new form. His heavy purple aura distorts the space around him. His eyes remain fixed, staring directly at Goten on the other side. Goten has also become eerily calm. He stands motionless, looking at Beerus with completely different eyes. "So, you finally returned. I never expected you to take over the body of a small child." "What do you mean, Beerus? Who's controlling who? That's Goten!" But Beerus keeps his gaze locked on Goten. He is no longer your son. He has become a vessel for the power of my people's ancient enemy. How? How can Goten become a vessel for someone else? There has to be a way to bring him back. It's already too late. It's similar to what Majin Buu used to do. But this time, the power is spiritual, and that makes it far more dangerous and far stronger. Whis opens his eyes slightly, as if he has finally understood the truth. So this is what he was waiting for. He was only waiting for Goten to reach this level of power, so that explains his insane growth. There's no way that brat could surpass us this easily. Suddenly, Goten slowly raises his head, but the voice that comes out is not his own.
Enough talking. Come on, attack me, all of you. Then he looks at his hands as if discovering them for the first time. I want to test the power of this small body.
Beerus laughs softly, then suddenly raises his hand and fires a massive Hakai blast directly at him. But Goten remains standing still, without moving. "Beerus, you're not even going to dodge? That energy will destroy you, buddy." Suddenly, the entity inside Goten simply raises one hand and blocks the Hakai energy directly. Then, a violent explosion erupts. Afterwards, the energy completely disappears. Nothing happens. The energy disappears, as if it had never existed at all. So this is the power of the last generation of the Pharaoh race? I expected you to entertain me more than this. Veins bulge across Beerus's face in anger. His purple aura trembles violently. "You haven't seen anything yet." Then he raises his energy even further. "This is merely the power I use to restrain myself." "Beerus, finish this quickly! The power coming out of that brat is increasing every second!" In that moment, Goku finally rushes toward Goten, then stops directly in front of him. Despite all the chaos, his voice remains calm. "I don't believe what they're saying. You're Goten, right? Stop this now." This stopped being training a long time ago. Goten stares at him expressionlessly. Then, he throws a massive punch directly at Goku. The blow hits with terrifying force, sending Goku crashing violently into the ground. Vegeta immediately rushes toward Goku. "Kakarot!" He catches him before he can fully stand. Goku clutches his chest, trying to process what just happened. This isn't Goten's energy. There's something else. Someone controlling him. At that same moment, inside Goten's consciousness, completely darkness. Nothing exists there, except silence. And in the middle of that darkness, Goten stands alone, his body surrounded by chains, completely restrained. Every time he tries to move, the chains tighten even more. His eyes are filled with shock, as if he can see everything happening outside, yet is completely unable to control his own body. What is happening? I feel like I'm trapped inside a dream. Why do I see myself attacking my dad? In that moment, a deep voice echoes from behind him. "Because this body no longer belongs entirely to you." Goten freezes the instant he hears that voice. Little by little, a massive shadow appears before him. A heavy aura surrounds it. "Who are you?" The shadow gives a cold smile. "I am the power you summoned yourself." "No, that's impossible. I only wanted to become stronger." And power always comes with a price. The chains around Goten tighten even more. "Let me go!" Weak. Even after obtaining this power, you still cling to your emotions. "I'm not weak, and my father is not my enemy." Suddenly, The darkness violently trembles. The figure's eye glows for a brief moment. Oh? Even while chained, you're still resisting me? I won't let you take my body. The figure laughs softly. Take your body? Child, without my power, you would never have reached this level. Goten shouts, I don't care! This power is mine! I am the forgotten past, and you will become the vessel through which I return to existence. Outside Goten's consciousness, Beerus stares directly at him. So, you're still hiding inside that body. Hiding? No, I simply returned. How did you even take over his body in the first place? Get out of him if you have the courage. And why would I leave? This body has greater potential than you. Vegeta gets furious and charges straight at him.
Take that back, you bastard! He unleashes dozens of rapid punches, but Goten blocks every single one with only one hand. Then, a direct strike to Vegeta's stomach. His speed is completely different. He isn't only using Goten's power, he's drawing out the latent strength hidden within every Saiyan cell inside him.
Goten slowly raises his hand toward the sky. The heavens instantly turn completely black. What is he trying to do? The entity inside Goten speaks calmly. I will show you the true power of the ancient Saiyans and the betrayal they committed against me. What betrayal are you talking about? Beerus, do you know something? Beerus answers without taking his eyes off Goten. First, let's save Goten, then you'll learn everything. Thousands of energy spheres suddenly appear across the sky. You maniac! You'll destroy the galaxy! Beerus suddenly disappears and instantly reappears directly in front of Goten. I won't allow you to repeat what you did in the past. So, you remember me well. Their fists collide directly. Space itself cracks apart. Inside Goten's consciousness, Goten struggles against the chains. Get out of my body! The entity answers coldly. If you want your body back, then take control yourself. Suddenly, Goten hears a distant voice. Goten, fight back! I'm not leaving you alone! Goten's eyes widen, and outside, for a split second, Goten's aura trembles. What just happened? I need to take complete control of this body. So he's still resisting from the inside. Silence! There isn't much time left, and soon I will fully take over this body. I will return in my original form. And you remember how I look very well. Beerus freezes for a brief moment. I won't let you destroy the universe again. Suddenly, Goten rushes forward at terrifying speed toward Goku and grabs his face with one hand. Stop calling that child's name. Do not resist anymore. This has already passed the point of no return. So, then you really don't understand Saiyans at all. Because we don't know the meaning of surrender. Before he can continue, Vegeta appears from behind and kicks him away with tremendous force. I'm the one who will force you out. Good. This is far better than the weak Saiyans I remember. Normal fighting won't work against him. Whis lightly moves his staff. We must separate that spirit from Goten's body, even if only temporarily. How are we supposed to do that? With a force powerful enough to make him lose control for a single moment. Have you all lost your minds? You can barely withstand his energy already! Beerus turns toward him coldly. You stay quiet and sit there and watch. Let us observe like Whis until things truly spiral out of control. After all, this is not our problem in the end. Everyone, sit down and watch. This is an ancient war between him and me. No one will interfere. And don't worry, Goku. I will bring your son back. Yes, this is exactly what we wanted from the beginning. Show me what you have. Strongest being in this universe. In an instant, both of them disappear. Then, millions of blows shake the heavens. Space cracks apart with every collision. The entire planet trembles violently. You couldn't even land a clean hit on him like I did. Their speed has now surpassed even Ultra Instinct. Beerus appears and punches Goten directly in the face. Goten flies across mountains, but before crashing, he vanishes, then reappears behind Beerus. Too slow. He drives his knee directly into Beerus, but Beerus catches his leg. That's all? Then spins him around and throws him toward outer space.
You better know your place.
Beerus instantly appears in front of him. Hakai. A gigantic purple explosion completely swallows Goten. Everyone watches in shock. Silence fills the battlefield for a moment.
Then, from inside the Hakai, a hand emerges. It tears through the destruction energy itself, and Goten slowly walks out, without a single injury. Finished already? Goten vanishes, and appears directly in front of Beerus. One punch, then another, then thousands of strikes within a single second. For the first time, Beerus begins getting pushed back. Impossible! Beerus is retreating? Beerus roars and his energy explodes outward, then grabs Goten by the face. Don't forget who you're fighting. Kai energy completely covers Beerus' hand. Then,
He slams Goten directly toward the planet. The impact shakes the entire world. Massive clouds of dust cover everything. It's over. No, it's not over yet.
Even so, that dark and unstable energy still covers the entire area. His energy is still unstable, even after reaching this level?
Yes.
And just as Champa said, with every passing second, that entity's control over Goten's body grows stronger. But why Goten specifically? Why did he choose him? I believe this method of possession is tied to an ancient pact or condition, and even I do not know all the details. So there are still many secrets that haven't been revealed yet. The past hides things far more dangerous than we imagine. Firm determination. There has to be a way to save him, and I'll bring Goten back, no matter the cost. But this time, we have to save him without hurting him. Slowly, Goten rises from the crater, but something was different. His eyes no longer carried any trace of Goten. He simply raises one hand, and suddenly, Beerus' body freezes in place. What is this? I have recovered a greater portion of my power, then closes his fist. Pressure cracks across Beerus' body.
I can't feel my energy at all. My power completely disappeared.
Goten suddenly appears directly before him and raises one finger toward Beerus' chest. The era of the destroyers is over. Then, a gigantic black blast erupts. The explosion completely devours Beerus. Beerus' body falls from the sky. For the first time, the destroyer was defeated.
In your opinion, who is the mysterious entity that lost control of Goten's body, and what is its connection to Beerus' past and destructions, and the ancient betrayal that was hidden for so long? Will Goku and Vegeta find a way to save Goten before it's too late? Share your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to share the episode with your friends, because your support and encouragement are what motivate me to continue and release the next episode even faster. Thank you to everyone who follows and supports this work. I truly hope you enjoyed the event. See you soon in the next episode.